Did you ever get noticed? And maybe you didn't want to be noticed, or maybe you didn't expect to be noticed? We're going to think about that today on Now at Devotions from Trinity Lutheran in Cyrus. So when I was growing up, I'm over here, over by First Lutheran here in Morris in the courthouse. And when I was growing up, this apple tree in the background here, it's had a little damage here recently, but I was a short guy all the way. I was the second shortest kid in my class growing up until probably about 8th, 9th grade. And I remember wanting to grab apples, and I could never reach them on this stupid tree. And today we're in the book of Luke. It's chapter 19, and we are talking about, of course, Zaccheus, who was a wee little man, right? He was a short guy, but also he was very big in stature. But in today's story, that seems to not matter. See, the thing is, it sounds like Zaccheus was actually the main tax collector for a large city, Jericho, a city we're familiar with biblically. He was head honcho, so very wealthy, very powerful, and probably very hated by a lot of people. And so he wants to see what's going on. And there's this funny thing that happens, right? Because he's short, he can't see over the crowd. And it doesn't actually matter. All his power, all his money, doesn't matter. If he wants to see Jesus, he's got to make some compromises. So he climbs a tree. So Zaccheus gets noticed, and I don't think he expected it. He's climbing up this tree. He's doing his thing to see Jesus, and he looks over the crowd, and don't you know it, Jesus looks right back. And so he finds himself standing. Jesus comes over, the crowd is paying attention to all this, and he finds himself standing there, and the crowd groans, and this guy's a crook. You don't want to hang out with this guy. We hate his guts, which is kind of fantastic, right? I mean, they're not wrong. Well, they think they're right. And Zaccheus says, hey, now hold on. I give away half of all my income, half. And whenever I screw up, I pay back 4 times. He is keeping the law as best he can in his position. And he might be doing a lot of things that the folks weren't aware of. Well, Jesus says, I'm going to your house today. We're going to sit down. And what an honor. And Zaccheus' honor in this situation is because Jesus noticed him. Notice that. It's not because the people loved him. They didn't. It's not because of his authority and power, because he is a short guy standing in a big crowd that could mob him. And his authority and power in this situation are not helping. But Jesus notices him. He looks, and Jesus looks right back. Maybe you've had that experience as a faithful person. Maybe you really decided to spend some time listening and looking for God. And then, lo and behold, you found God. Or it became obvious that God was paying attention. Or maybe that you hadn't and God was already active. And I'll tell you, that's an unnerving experience. And that's an experience I've had often as a Christian, where I assume when I step into a space that God is not there, and in fact find out afterwards, no, God was very active and I just wasn't paying attention. And Zaccheus had that experience as well. And then finally, the thing I would mention to think about this week is, what does it mean that God notices and cares about us? I mean, I know that's a basic question, but don't you often act like you're all alone in things? And you're not. I know I do. That's your thought for the week. What happens when you look to find God and you find that God is looking right back? And all those things that we think matter about power and authority don't. And it's just us and God. I'm Pastor Chris, walking the streets over here by First Lutheran, signing off for Trinity in Cyrus. Bye-bye for now.